So here we are, Lillian. We are in Whirlwind. They're going to be spawning in the north positions. Up in the top left, we have got the Zerg player, currently teamless, looking to make a very big impression. This could be his breakthrough event. It is Uzer. And his opponent spawning in the top right from Clarity, the red Terran player, it's Shuttle.
Yeah, Shuttle, of course, the Terran player, is the Korean here, so he might be the favorite to win this. Uzer, on the other side, he's from Poland. Quite a few good players are from Poland. Definitely one of the top European countries as far as Starcraft 2 players go. I mean, it's like Sweden, Germany, Poland, Ukraine, the UK. I guess that would be the order.
Well, we had the Muslim. The Muslim's doing pretty well for himself.
He's doing really well for himself. Yeah, the Muslim's so good. He's got such an entertaining stream too. I love watching that guy's stream. He's not just really good at the game, but he's also very social and a very entertaining person to listen to. He commentates during during his stream and when he's playing games. I love the guy.
He is pretty awesome, but
it's a shame he's not playing here, Maddles. That's such a shame.
It is such a shame. He got adopted by the Americas, and of course MLG saying that he's American as well. That was big Reddit news. All of us from the UK, we were like, no, the Muslim's doing well. He's definitely British. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about this game. We've got Uzer going for a nice and normal hatchery first build. Nothing too freaky going on there. Shuttle, he's going for a command center first, but as part of his wall off. That in itself is a really nice, safe thing to do. It means you're still in a good economical position. If you were having some super early aggression coming in from the Zerg, doesn't matter because you've got your wall off there. You can defend it perfectly happily. So, nothing too scary going on for the time being. Going into the mid-game, Whirlwind's quite large. What sort of strategies do you expect these to be throwing out there, Lurlian?
It depends so much on the style. I've been going into TVZ a little bit and trying to figure out if there's one super standard thing that Terrans always do. And of course, yeah, the early game that they go for is pretty standard. It's either command center first or barracks first into a command center and then into Hellion Harass or Hellbats. Possibly Hellbat drops, Widowmine drops, a push with Widowmines and Hellbats is something that can happen, adding in a few Marines. There's so many different styles you can play. Hellbat drops, something that is very, very potent, something that can turn a game around instantly, but it's also pretty hard to make work against the Zergs who defend against it perfectly, and of course, not the best map for Hellbat drops.
No, it's not. And so
not the best positions either.
No, the positions are really interesting, actually. I mean, the one thing that we could potentially be seeing is some Mutalist play. That can be quite effective on Whirlwind, especially in these spawn positions. You get into the main quite nicely and just come through. Drop play isn't that great. If the spawn positions were reversed, drop play would be really great just because of the large amount of dead space area off to the side of the main. You can get some really nice drops into there and unload everything perfectly safely. But for the moment, we've got absolutely no scouting from Shuttle. He's going the wrong way around, so won't know where his opponent is. Does now get a quick little look at the Overlord. That gives away the positionings. The Overlord moving back. Always a good move to put this supply depot off to the side as well, because it gives you a bit of extra vision in case anything is coming in. A nice little early warning system. So these two both going fairly safe. The factory, reactor. It's gonna be some Hellions out, Lurlian.
Yeah, nothing surprising. Nothing surprising there. Very standard opener coming out of Shuttle. Shuttle, by the way, finished third in his group in the round of 32 of Premier League. He was in the same group as Kas, Naniwa, and TLO were. So we saw that Kas was able to win his series against Bling. Yep. And now we've got Shuttle from that same group who also fell to the power of Naniwa and TLO. How is he going to fare?
Well, I don't know, to be honest. What do you reckon?
I think he's got a really good chance of making it versus Uzerak here. Depends how you want to call him. I believe we called him Uzerak for the Challenger League, but in the brackets he's listed as User, so we might as well go with that. Quick pause by Shuttle, who's experiencing some lag.
Which is never good. It's never good if someone's getting lag, not only for them, but also it means the play won't necessarily be up to the same level that we would expect. So perfectly fine, we're getting a little pause here. Hopefully Shuttle will be able to resolve this, but it gives us a nice little chance to recap in what's going on. At the moment, Uzer has just started his lair timing, so that's fairly normal, about the 6 minute 20 mark. Nothing else too crazy is occurring at the moment. They're just both macroing up quite nicely. Uses up to 39 drones to 27 SCVs. The first couple of Hellions are about to hit the field, and of course we've got the second gas being taken by Shuttle. So really quite standard, nothing crazy occurring for the moment, Lurlian, and well, we'll wait to see whether Shuttle can fix up his lag.
Yeah, I hope so. That's a bad thing to have happening. How is Shuttle going to play? Is he going to play mech? Is he going to play bio? It's a little bit too early to tell. The game is now going to be resuming. He is playing that's so standard style on pretty much any map for Terran players, grabbing such an early third command center. And he's going to finish up a tech lab on his barracks. What is he going to do with that? He is going to produce some Marauders. Wow. And he's getting stim really early on. We could be looking into a bit of a Hellion Marauder stim timing here, just to apply some pressure.
Yeah, it's an interesting timing push to try and make. It's a strong build. We do see that there's the complete wall-off coming down, though, from User, with that double evolution chamber, with, of course, the Rotron as well, and the two Queens, which really is a nice defense against Hellions, because they just can't get in the creep spread, also starting to make its way across. And the third base getting taken at a nice normal time. These two being really standard at the moment. And to be honest with you, London, I quite like standard play in the first game of a best of 3. I think it's the best way to go. You don't want to take any too big of risks. Shuttle getting down the double engineering base, so that straight away means that he is going to be going for an infantry style. Meanwhile, for User, he has got +1 missile attack and +1 carapace and roach speed coming down. So he's going nicely into some roaches and probably going into some hydras on top of that.
There's actually quite some fans of Uzer in the chat, cheering for Poland and cheering for Uzer. As we see one of Uzer's overlords, is he going to be able to see anything? He has seen the third command center already, will see the barracks down, does not see the double engineering bay. Oh, how he would have loved to see that double engineering bay, but he was a centimeter away from getting a glimpse of that.
And that's actually quite a big denial of a scout. I'm really glad that you highlighted that to everyone, Lolin, because if you know that's down, you know that double engineering bay is there, you know straight away that it's going to be infantry, 100%. Until you see that, you have seen 2 additional barracks getting made, so that's, or sorry, 1 additional barracks getting made, but it's not quite enough to make a real firm decision of precisely what your opponent's doing, or really what their mid-game strategy could be all revolving around. But for the moment, Shuttle just poking with these Hellions, being quite cautious with them, got a couple of mines sitting in case of any attack pods do come through. A few scans being utilized as well to force back these creep tumors. Shuttle really not a fan of creep getting anywhere near his side of the map.
No, and because they're so close to each other in spawn positions, it's a really smart thing to do by Shuttle here. As we see some Widow Mine detonations go down, User's actually produced quite a bit of roaches, but Shuttle, he's been producing Marauders pretty much for the entire game. He's already got 3 out on the field. He has stim for his Marauders, has a 4th and a 5th one queued up, so he should be fine here. This is actually a pretty heavy commitment to roaches. 1-1 is not finished up for User yet, though. He's hitting a little bit too early, but he is able to focus down the bunker. The Marauders now naked. They've actually not stimmed up. The Marauders are just shooting without stim.
Yeah, 1-1 is about to kick in any second now for Uzer. We can see that he's doing a nice amount of damage. He knocked out the bunker. Another one has been made further back. The Widow Mines are there. More reinforcing roaches are coming in. 1-1 has completed. 2 bunkers are there now. Will Uzer just try and run straight through? What is he going to try and go for? It looks like straight up into the main base. The supply depot will get raised. The Widow Mine getting focused down. 2 overseers there. And this is Uzer getting himself into a really nice position, negating the effectiveness of those bunkers and getting a good number of SCV kills.
Yeah, that's something that he had to do. I mean, he cut drone production around 45 to make this attack, so he has to do some damage, and he is doing the damage. He's going to be able to kill a few supply depots here. I don't think Shuttle has enough units to really stop the roaches from doing so. Continuously, more roaches are coming out. Still another 6 in production. Tunneling Claws is about to finish up. Burrow is done. So User is going to go on with this roach aggression a little bit, but he's also droning up behind this. He's starting his +2, and I wouldn't be surprised to see another Evolution Chamber and a Infestation Pit in a second.
Now, Tunneling Claws is done, and there are no missile turrets down here for Shuttle at the moment, so he has no detection for these to just start moving in. It's all going to be pretty sneaky. I don't know if any of those Widow Mines saw the burrow go down, but he will have no way to know about those Tunneling Claws. And well, here we go. Moving forward, these roaches just sneaky, coming on in. Where are they going to go? Straight for the main? I believe they will.
Your forces are
Yeah, they're going straight into the main base. I don't think Shuttle has noticed. I don't think he has any idea right now. These roaches are going to pop out, and they will be able to snipe a lot of important structures there.
There are 2 Widow Mines though here at Shuttle, at User's 3rd base, and they do manage to burrow. They get a good number of drones, but these roaches are just tearing apart the main base now of Shuttle.
The Shuttle did not expect this. 25 workers killed right now by User, and Shuttle, he was only able to get 4 there. These roaches are going to go down really quickly to the Marines, though. Those Marines have 1-1. There's some Marauders in there. There's medevacs to support them, but at the same time, the roaches are going to push into the natural. There's 1 bunker alive with units in there. Actually, 2 bunkers alive with units in there. That's going to be more than enough to thwart the roaches for now. The Widow Mines are going to fire again. Boom!
And yeah, boom. Widow Mines getting actually quite a good amount of damage done, and of course the 2 Widow Mines are still there at the 3rd base of User, and they've managed to kill a fair few workers between them. Actually 9 workers going down to those 2 Widow Mines alone, which is definitely very nice. We've also got a big double drop about to come down into User's natural base. All the drones instantly getting pulled, but all of User's units are across at the other side of the map, so we'll not be able to get back too quickly to come and defend this. A good group are on their way, but this hatchery is going to take a lot of damage. Drones are trying to save it, but will not be able to do so, and that means that was a highly effective drop by Shuttle, who has really brought himself back into this game, having knocked out one of those bases and all of the mining getting denied at the 3rd.
Yeah, the Widow Mines at the 3rd have 9 and 6 kills, and if that Overseer doesn't get there quickly, and there's no Overseer on the way, come on, User, oh my god, he's sending more drones over there. This could be a catastrophic mistake by User. This could cost him this game potentially. Overseers, come on, move in, the Overseer is coming. The Widow Mines are about to fire though. Oh, one is going to fire, wow. But he only killed 2 extra workers. That could have been so much worse.
It could have been so much worse. In total now, we are sitting in a situation where workers killed, 29 have been killed by User, 20 killed by Shuttle. That means User is still ahead, 52 to 37 harvesters, but look at this push making its way across the map now. Shuttle is still behind in terms of the supply. User at 70 army supply to 59 of Shuttle, but not the sort of advantage that he'd won, especially when the upgrades are 2-1 up against 1-1.
Yeah, the upgrades are pretty good for User here. Shuttle is getting his 2-1, but it's not quite done yet. His combat shields is also about to finish up. I don't think he's going to really attack before that finishes up. It will be a pretty difficult first. Hydras have now hit the field. More drops are going to be happening. They might get the Hydras, then they're going to get some Queens here. Also a nice pickup, and they won't be able to force another cancel on that hatchery. The main force, though, was taken out pretty convincingly, but Shuttle was going to lift up and go into the main base and see what damage he can do there. The drop is still alive. This hatchery isn't going to be forced to cancel again, Maddles.
It may be, but at the same time, we've got some roaches actually pushing in towards the main of Shuttle. They're doing quite a nice bit of damage. With Tunneling Claws and Burrow, they can stay alive for a long period of time. Hydras now trying to clear out this drop at the natural base. The drop in the main is just unloading as well. This is aggression on every side. The roaches in the main base of Shuttle now stopping some mining down there. These 2 taking heavy losses each, and the Hydras are going to help, but there's still a lot of units here. The medevacs are getting focused down, preventing the retreat, preventing the healing up of that infantry, and for the moment User seems to have stabilized a little, but there is still 1 Marauder and 2 Marines remaining in the main base, Lurlian.
And they're going to kill 1 more Roach, and I think that's going to be the end of their achievements. This Marauder up to 4 kills, doing a really good job. The last Roaches in the main base of Shuttle have also been cleared out, so we can finally take a breath. There's only 1 more Widow Mine that needs to get taken out by User here. That's positioned near his ramp, which he actually doesn't know is there. There's going to be an army of changelings now moving out, and let's look at the big picture, Maddles. 49 drones versus 31 SCVs. We have a 3rd base for Shuttle, but he's not taken it yet, and he has no way of taking that soon because his army supply and his worker supply is oh so low. Look at that. Now, only 71 supply.
That's true. It's quite a low supply. But the thing is, even though the worker count is 10 down for Shuttle, he does have 3 mules. 3 mules will make a difference, but only for a short amount of time because his main base is getting very low on minerals. He needs to secure that 3rd sometime soon. The drop is getting picked up and pulled back. It's not going to be able to do too much. There are still those 2 changelings just sitting at the 3rd base. A drop in the main, doing a nice little bit of damage, and actually Shuttle, having killed 41 workers this game, has now taken the worker lead. That did an incredible amount of damage, and this game is really scrappy, not in the sense that it's bad, but just in the sense that both are constantly taking losses on both sides, and they're just taking small little bites out of each other all the way through from very early on.
No, this is a very scrappy game. Who's making the most mistakes is almost a question that we have to ask ourselves. It's very scrappy play, you're right. Scouting info could have been better. Defense of the drops could have been better. The missile turrets could have been in better positions than earlier. It's a very scrappy game, but in the end, I think we are in a pretty even game right now. The Terran might actually be ahead a little bit, but he's on only 2 bases. Have to keep that in mind. And the army for User is quite scary. If it comes down to a army versus army engagement, I think it's going to be relatively close. I think User's got a pretty good position in that.
Well, upgrade-wise, these two are identical. 2-1 on both sides. It will be really close. We've got Shuttle being forced to try and take this third, and he needs to secure it. Meanwhile, he is still dropping in the main. He's got one Marine and one Marauder. He's going to be able to knock out the Queen before those Roaches are able to get back to defend. But at the same time, Uzer starting to move forward with those Roaches, with a couple of Hydras, but there's a good number of Marauders there. They're ready to say no. +2 infantry armor is about to kick in for Shuttle. That's the point where actually he is going to take the upgrade advantage. Really important for him. And now any engagement will slightly favor the Terran just due to that slight upgrade lead.
Yeah, definitely. He's also getting +3, and we need to see User invest in the late game. He needs to get his drone count back up to where it should be. He's on only 38 workers, which is very, very low. But that is, of course, because Shuttle keeps on dropping like he's doing now in the natural. More workers are going to be falling, and the economy for User is getting oh so low. Whereas the economy of Shuttle, it's getting better every second.
And this is the big problem. Shuttle's ahead now by, well, 42 to 34 workers. He's also got 3 mules. He's got this third base up. Economically speaking, and from the income, he is miles ahead. He's mining nearly double the minerals per minute of User. The gas income is still pretty stable, but User, he's got to do some big damage fairly soon. He's lost so many drones this game. 39 SCVs killed. But these Widow Mines and, well, Biomine is just such an effective strategy all the way through the game, and Shuttle's just proving that.
User trying to use a few of his changelings to set off some of the Widow Mines. They do get one, but unfortunately there is a missile turret there, so they're going to be exposed really quickly on. So that wouldn't work out as well as he hoped. A lot of the energy on his overseers has been used out, and User, he's just trying to find angles to go in. He needs finally he's getting an infestation pit, which I feel he should have tried to get up a little bit earlier, but his drone count is still so low, 42 workers. He doesn't have a fourth, and we're 22 minutes in this game. Shuttle just keeps on getting better upgrades and keeps on expanding his army. What does User have to do with this massive Marine Marauder ball? He's going to have a few infestors, but they will not have a lot of energy because Pathogen Glance is not finished yet.
No, he needs to get some good fungal growths down on those Marines and Marauders to clump them all up. We've got a double medevac drop ready to go into the natural, but it has been spotted by Overlords everywhere, so User is in a position ready to defend that. Now a few Marines trying to push in, force back the creep spread, which Shuttle has been doing an amazing job of throughout this game. 9 infestors are in production, but this push is going to hit long before they have enough energy in order to get any fungal growths off, since Pathogen Glands is only finished and the first infestors are actually popping before that is done.
Yeah, that's a bit of an unfortunate mistake there by User. He's not going to be able to use fungal growth on the first infested that just now popped out. He's got 9 more lined up though, and they will have fungal growth immediately available, and User's going to have to take this army out very convincingly. Does he have enough? The Widow Mines are in such a good position. They form a line to protect all the Marines and Marauders. My god, the evolution chambers are falling. The Roach Warrior might even go down. Here comes User with the engagement. Does he have enough fungals? Can he lock those units in place? +3 has finished up for Shuttle. He's got such good upgrades.
He does have really good upgrades at the moment. The fungal growths are trying their utmost. Some big fungals going down on a lot of this Terran force. We've got a nice attack arc here from the Roaches and Hydralisks. The fungals just keep on coming. The medevacs starting to get focused down now. User is going to lose his natural base, but he should be able to clean up this push now. But is it too much, losing that natural? Most likely it will be, because Shuttle is still happily got his third up. The incomes are heavily favoring Shuttle at the moment, and if he doesn't keep that up, if he keeps that up, then he's going to be in a fine spot, especially with the upgrade advantage. But this counter push could be devastating.
I don't think User's got enough to push in here. He'll have 1, maybe 2 fungals, and that's just not going to cut it. There's too many SCVs, too many Marines, too many Marauders, and Shuttle is convincingly pushing out here. The Hydra's actually doing quite some damage. The SCVs evaporated pretty quickly, and Shuttle is going to have to retreat to his reinforcements. Doesn't have that many Widow Mines in here. A few of the Widow Mines are now burrowing, and they will be firing in a second, and that's going to be the death blow. GG gets called by the